Good morning, I'm Mrs Gibbons, Head of Art at Thomas Lane's Academy. Why would we choose art and design as an option subject? So if you have a love of art, you're passionate about the subject, you want to develop your artistic skills, painting and drawing. If you have an analytical mind and you enjoy analysing artwork and writing about it. What will you study? We study three main topics. Townscape is the first topic you study in Year 10, and some work on this board is some of the work that our current Year 10 students are doing. So you can see from this work there's an element of written work and research and observational studies. 60% of your coursework goes towards your grade and 40% will be your exam that's held at the end of Year 11. So we study first of all your townscape, then we go on to natural forms, where you look at a variety of natural forms to draw, research and study, and we look at a variety of artists as well. So your third project will be an exam paper that we've used previously. So career progression. Studying art, you can then go on to look at graphic design, interior design. You might want to be an architect. You might want to go on to be teaching art at university, college or in a school. There's lots of career progression if you choose art as an option subject.
Good morning, I'm Mr Islam. I teach GCSE Design Technology over here, and I'll just talk you through very quickly what we do in our course. Now, we have about 7 modules in total where we study all kinds of things from manufacturing, material stock forms and where we get materials from, the environmental impact. It's a very holistic course. I think it's probably one of the most useful courses in the school because you look at not only the knowledge but also the application. So for example, in geography you might learn about the impacts of plastics on the environment. What we do here is we look at not only the impacts of plastics but also looking at alternatives that we could possibly use. We actually look at developing designs on products that might help alleviate some of those issues. So it's a very grown-up course in a lot of respects, but I really enjoy it because if you really enjoy problem solving, it is the course for you. Now, there are 7 modules in total, and so that's 50% of the course. The other 50% of the course is the coursework, which I've got an example over here, quite a few examples actually. Now, you are expected to do a portfolio, about 20 pages worth of A3, where you go through the design process from start to end. You develop your product, you manufacture it, you go ahead and evaluate your product as well. You do a whole bunch of different things here in terms of CAD drawings and things like that. So you do develop a whole bunch of skills that you won't pretty much pick up in any other subject in that respect. So it's very kind of specific to designing and manufacturing, and if you enjoy things like that, you'll love this course. And just to show you as well in terms of coursework, this is the level of modelling we do. We have a whole variety of testing and modelling, which is really exciting, especially if you enjoy that kind of stuff. And you end up with a product that is supposed to be a prototype that actually works, functions, so you can test it as well. So this is an example of what this young man made, a trash compactor to make light of your chores of taking trash out. Now, we've got a whole variety of projects. Unlike other schools, we tend not to say you're all making, sort of similar products. I give full creative control so you can make whatever you like. I'm here to advise you on how best to design something. You come up with the ideas. I help out with what materials you might need. We go ahead and purchase it for you. Now, to give you examples, we've got obviously the trash compactor. This is a fantastic project. This young man got level 9 out of that. We also we produce solar powered power banks, and obviously you have to innovate as well. So the difference here is that this particular power bank would have followed the seasons. So this young man worked out the best angles for different types of the year. So having this angled at different sort of angles for different times of the year by the window to maximise the gain from the levels of solar radiation. So again, a fantastic product. We've had another one here. We've got bike grip, which we turned up on the lathe. We did a whole bunch of modelling on CAD first, and we ended up with a bike grip, which is supposed to be environmentally friendly. So what I spoke about earlier about reducing the impact of plastics on the environment, there's a good example here, where we would have made this out of recycled aluminium, and we're using up the sort of the scroll buttons on mouse where you get the rubber band. So the idea was to look at using renewable rubber as well, so using plant-based rubbers. So that was sort of year 11 projects. There's another one over there, there's a couple over there too actually. We've got a lamp that has a multifunction as well, so it's also a desktop tidy. So what I'm trying to get at here is you have full creative control, make whatever you like, as long as it's something that we can manufacture within school. And I'm sure you can see from the examples, we've got fantastic examples of manufacturing, because we have got the equipment and the expertise here to do that. In year 10, I'll go back to year 10, I mean, obviously you might be thinking, how do we get to that stage of making this type of product? Well, we do have a lot of practice run, and we do, practice run, shall I say. We also do a lot of learning of the theory through practicals as well. So we have to learn about how we manufacture concrete. And one way we do that is by looking at a multi-material approach when it comes to manufacturing. So here we've got a lamp that was made in year 10. We've got a concrete base to give it the weight it needed, but through that we learn about how we manufacture using concrete, how we reinforce concrete. Again, that is part of the theory that you need to learn. We also looked at how we join metal together as well. So you can see a steel piece here that was braced together. We've also got plywood and using CAD here, so you're using 2D design to manufacture the stem of a lamp and giving it the articulation that you need as well. And then we've also got electronics in here and a bit of polymer using polypropylene. So you can see that we definitely try and add as much as we can from the theory into the practice, doing a lot of practicals here as well. So that's the course. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer, but I hope to see as many of you guys pick DT as possible. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mrs McDowell. I teach hospitality and catering. In year 10 it's a vocational award where we look at 2 units. The first unit is based on the industry, so we look at how hotels run, restaurants run, and the operations that make a successful business. At the end of that there's a written exam based on those subjects, and then unit 2 is a written assessment. It's a piece of coursework where you get given a task and you have to carry out that task by carrying out research on nutrition and then carrying out a practical element at the end. Throughout year 10 and 11 we try and build up your practical skills, so we look at higher level skills than you would have at Key Stage 3, things like jointing a chicken, filleting a fish, looking at your presentation skills. There is a lot more writing in this course than you would think, but hopefully it is balanced out nicely with our practical element. We try and make sure that you have opportunities to work with outside chefs or the college to try and give you that example of where you could go after you finish your GCSEs. If you have any more questions about the subject or the qualification, just drop me an email or ask on Google Classrooms and I'll be happy to let you know.